The NFL draft is right around the corner, and I got some bold predictions for the first round. Some moves have been made in free agency. We're on the back end of it now. It is post combine. So some of these moves may influence some of these bold predictions, some of these picks, and maybe some of these needs that I hope some of these teams will make. Now, I'm not going to go through all the teams. I'm just going to go through some fantasy relevant teams. Let's just say that skill position players. I mean, you might see a tight end go off the board a little earlier than expected or to a location you didn't expect. But we're going to get into that right now. We are less than 40 days away from the NFL draft, so it's pretty much clear what the Chicago Bears are doing at number one. They are going with Caleb Williams. But at number two, for the Washington Commanders, I think a nice plug and play fit for me and a bold prediction will be they will go Jaden Daniels over Drake May, as most consensus have Drake May going to the Commanders with Cliff Kingsbury because he's a semi-mobile quarterback. But I think they take Jaden Daniels here, man. Cliff Kingsbury has his time around Kyler Murray. That kind of plug and fit situation there works for Daniels as well. They got some pieces in Austin Eckler. They also have Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson. Who knows if they're done adding to that offense as well. I think this will be a nice location for him. One thing I do hope is that Cliff Kingsbury kind of gets him more well molded in knowing how to protect himself when he becomes a runner. I mean, Kyler Murray, he's been around Cliff Kingsbury a long time, over there in Arizona. Kyler has that background in baseball, so hopefully he could just show him some film of how to slide and kind of protect himself better because he was getting lit up in college. Now, at number three, I got the New England Patriots taking Drake May. I think this is the obvious pick after Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels is off the board, unless they do something weird and trade down where they want to get JJ, they want to get the picks, et cetera, et cetera. But I think the clear, obvious pick for the Patriots would be Drake May. I'm not too sure Drake May will be excited about the location, being that there's nothing really excited on that offense. They didn't really add anybody. They add KJ Osborne, which is whatever. But man, I'm just not liking it. But I think they will go the quarterback route because they obviously know that's the main piece that they need to start with building. I don't think they will take a wide receiver here. Now at number four, the Arizona Cardinals, they make a splash, adding to that offense at wide receiver. And the first wide receiver off the board, in my opinion, my bold prediction will be Roma Dunze, just being that he increased his NFL draft stock based on his performance at the combine, staying later, showing that he's a hard worker, trying to increase that 3 cones time. I think my bold prediction is that Roma Dunze will be the first wide receiver off the board, following up after the 1, 2, and 3 quarterback selections. Now, Roma Dunze, he's a big body wide receiver. He has some Mike Evans in him where he could box you out with the contested catches. And he also has the route running ability of a Devontae Adams. So they're getting an all-around wide receiver for that Cardinals offense and Kyler Murray so they could stay afloat in that NFC West. Now, number five, I think this will be the obvious choice as well. And I think that the Chargers will follow up taking another wide receiver because they cleaned house. Keenan Allen's gone. He is now a Bear. You let Mike Williams go. Austin Eckler's out of there as a contribute to that passing game as well. So Justin Herbert is left there with nobody as of now. So I think they'll take Marvin Harrison Jr. Most consensus mock drafts have them taking Malik Neighbors, but I think they'll take Marvin Harris Jr. to make a huge splash for a guy that is obviously NFL ready. And Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison, to me, that was a 1A, 1B situation. I think those guys are equally talented and they're going to make a huge impact on whatever team they land on draft day. And so, speaking of Neighbors, I'm not too sure he's going to like this location because it was rumored that he kind of indicated that he didn't want to go to New York, and hopefully that the New York Giants didn't select him at 6, and they might go ahead and select you at 6. I get it. Daniel Jones isn't the best starting quarterback right now, who's also returning from a ACL tear as well. So it's kind of nasty work. And I think the Giants are already know that come next summer, they're probably going to let Daniel Jones go anyway. So my bold prediction is that they'll try to give Daniel Jones a chance. They'll try to hit the draft hard, getting an LSU wide receiver in Malik Neighbors that, hopefully the other LSU, wide receiver that's there, his stench isn't still in the building. Odell Beckham, by the way. But I think this will be the selection here for the New York Giants to try to put some actual pieces around Daniel Jones because there's also the risk that Darren Waller may retire. Now let's scroll down some picks to where I'm going with the Bears at pick number 9. Now, a lot of people have them trading down, getting more picks to put around Caleb Williams. But hey, I'm saying here at the pick 9 that they will take tight end Brock Bowers. Now, hear me out. I understand they just signed Gerald Everett to a 2-year deal in free agency. I understand in 2023, Cole Kmet signed a 50 million extension. These are all numbers of contracts. They can be broken. This is the NFL. We've seen crazier things. You add Brock Bowers to that offense overload for Caleb Williams to show the Bears organization and fans and everybody else that wants to see Caleb Williams succeed. You put the maximum amount of success around him in the talent that you have on the field. Now you're probably thinking, man, but Cole Kmet has kind of been there. Yeah, but Cole Kmet hasn't done much. He hasn't elevated. He had a career high last season with Justin Fields, which is great, but he is not going to be the future for the Bears offense. I'm sad and, sorry to say for the Cole Kmet fans, because I'm also one of them, but you add Brock Bowers to that offense, you're going to have him sit a year, maybe. He's going to be such a playmaker for that offense for Caleb Williams. Once Gerald Everett is out of there, once Cole Kmet, they could part ways in 2025 and trade him post June 1st and save 10 million. Who knows? The NFL is a crazy business. We've seen crazier things. It's just money. I say they go Brock Bowers here to have that offense overload with DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Brock Bowers. Oh my God, this will be an offense to talk about for years for the Chicago Bears. Now at number 10 for the New York Jets. Now, this is where they need to make a splash on offense because I'm thinking that they go Brian Thompson Jr. to put with Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. He is such a deep threat. He's one of the most explosive wide receivers in this draft class, and I think this will be a great addition for that Jets offense, who are showing that they're investing in the O-line, getting Tyron Smith from the Dallas Cowboys, trying to protect Aaron Rodgers and put some weapons around him. You need to go out there and get yourself a Brian Thompson Jr. instead of looking in free agency in the deep depths of hell of has-been wide receivers or friends of Aaron Rodgers of the past, trying to go out there and fill in these holes that this Jets offense desperately needs. They have their quarterback. They have the 10th pick. Why not take a chance on Brian Thompson Jr.? Now let's jump further down in the draft at pick number 28 for the Buffalo Bills. I think they go wide receiver here because I think that 40 time does make noise and it's going to put Xavier Worthy in that first round conversation. And I think the Buffalo Bills pull the trigger on him because he is a deep threat with elite NFL speed. And it gives Josh Allen another dynamic to a speedster, not Gabe Davis, but a much more faster wide receiver on the outside of that perimeter that Josh Allen can get that deep ball and he can just pull that safety up and be a decoy at times. I think Xavier Worthy is going to earn his stripes over there in the Buffalo Bills jersey. Now to skip over to some picks at pick 30 for the Ravens. Now, Odell Beckham doesn't look to be returning back to Baltimore. Not saying that he was actually needed for the offense to take the step forward, but it looks like he is departing as he said his goodbyes. I think they take a wide receiver here. Now, the bold prediction here is that they take Troy Franklin. Regardless of that 40 time, we all know his mid-tier wasn't his best, but this will be a great addition for that Baltimore Ravens offense. And we know they're going to run the ball, but Troy Franklin still has that playmaker ability. He has the ability to get behind a defense and be in the right spot and be a reliable target. And this is something that Lamar Jackson is kind of needing for a wide receiver too, because you know what you're getting out of Zay Flowers. You know what you're getting out of Rashad Bateman also, which isn't good. You're looking at guys like Nelson Aguilar that is still on the roster that's going out there to be your wide receiver 3. You add a guy like Troy Franklin that's a reliable wide receiver who's more polished with a great release and great route running ability. I think this will be the pick for the Baltimore Ravens at 30. Now we get to the last pick of the first round. The Kansas City Chiefs are sitting here at the 32nd pick, and I think they add A.D. Mitchell to the wide receiver core. Having Rashad Rice there, you could say you got that as a lock. That is a great pick for them and a good pick for the future for Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce is getting up there in age, so why not getting another wide receiver who can make plays, who can get on that offense and be a huge impact in the red zone? Because this dude has the sure hands, the arrogant hands. If I'm going to quote Steve Smith Sr., he kind of just plucks the ball out of the air. So you're getting another reliable target on that offense for Patrick Mahomes. So I think they stay put at the 32nd pick here in the first round and they don't trade down. There might be some other theories of where they're going to trade down to get more picks and let another team jump up there to get a guy that they want. But for the bold prediction, I think they get A.D. Mitchell to that wide receiver core. So that wraps up another great episode of RotoBaller Fantasy Sports YouTube channel. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe and stick around. The next episode, we're going to hit on bold predictions for the second round. And make sure you leave a comment below if you guys like this episode and leave your bold prediction as well. And then we'll go back and forth and I'll try to answer some questions as well. So I'll see you guys next week.